You're joking, aren't you? It's the Teesside Chef. German pancake, or a Dutch baby as it's also known. And why Dutch baby? Well, as that puffs up in the oven, it kinda looks like a baby bump, doesn't it? So as I assume that that's where the name came from, let's begin making this miracle of nature now by pouring 3 large eggs into a blender and adding 150 millilitres of whole milk, not mother's milk, we don't need to go to those lengths, and along with 2 tablespoons of sugar. We definitely need vanilla essence, or wherever vanilla you can muster, as well as a generous pinch of salt, and I shall now go ahead and blitz all of these wet ingredients well in my jug blender. And I suppose for the best results you should use a blender, but you could whisk the mix by hand. Yeah, you might not get the puffiness I have achieved, but it will still taste great, and in such cases of manual mixing, you could call this recipe a phantom pregnancy pancake, or leave out baby references altogether. And now the wet ingredients are well mixed, we can go in with 100 grams of plain flour and give the whole thing a gentle shake so we don't have a dust storm in our blender when we go ahead and blitz everything together again. And you want to blend everything very comprehensively, and I'm not one to blow my own trumpet, but my revolutionary and avant-garde technique of blending the wet ingredients first before adding flour will ensure that there isn't a great deal of detritus to scrape down from the sides of the blender jug. But I'll still perform this important step for you, even though it's beneath me and rendered redundant by my genius. But even I have to check for lumps, and there is one there, so that's a little bit embarrassing. I better blitz this again now. And I could have edited out the bit where I find the lump in this video, but I think that you'll agree that leaving it in shows how self-deprecating and humble I am. No more lumps now though, so let's allow this lot to stand for 20 to 30 minutes while we bring in a large oven-proof frying pan. And as I bring my old-school ruler in, you can see that this here is a 28 centimetre oven-proof frying pan, which we can now place in an oven set to 200 Celsius, 390 Fahrenheit, to preheat thoroughly. And once the pan is boiling hot, and making sure that we have mitigated against third-degree burns with an oven glove on, let's get a large knob of butter in that pan and swirl it around a tad until the butter is melted but not browned. And if you don't have an oven-proof frying pan, you can just use a similar-sized oven dish in its place. And I decanted my Dutch baby mix into a smaller, more practical jug that allowed me to pour the whole thing into this hot buttered pan with a significantly reduced risk of logistical problems. After which the Dutch baby baked in the well preheated oven for around 15 minutes, where you can see how the combination of heat and a well-aired, perfectly calibrated mix makes for a very puffy result which looks uncannily like a baby bump. But this isn't a belly full of arms and legs, it's just a pocket full of air, which will probably eventually deflate to leave us with a perfect platform for toppings, which for me began with vanilla ice cream, over which I will pour lashings of caramel sauce, and I will have a link for my caramel and salted caramel sauce coming very soon, and I'll add some chopped walnuts for a bit of texture before eating in a slightly uncouth and unsophisticated way. And I have to confess, I've never enjoyed eating a baby quite as much as I did this one, so you should definitely give this a try and let me know how it goes, and I might even read some of your feedback. I can't wait. Ta-ra.